You're watching Chicago Bears Now, instant reaction coming at you here on the channel. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. Tough night as the Bears fall 24-10 on Monday Night Football to the Los Angeles Rams. LA improves to 5-2. The Bears fall to 5-2. Missed opportunity for Chicago in a critical NFC bout. They'll have to get over this one quickly after playing pretty poorly, if we're being quite honest, here on Monday night. Obviously, still good stuff. You're 5-2 on the season, but overall, this was a tough game for the Chicago Bears. Before we get into some of my reaction and some of your comments as well, what is your one-word reaction to the Bears' loss to the Rams? One word. Let me know down in the comments section. What is your one-word reaction to Chicago's loss in this ball game? My one word: disappointing. I mean, the Bears were never in this game. The defense got ran over. Play action was getting a beat all night, especially on the bootlegs from Jared Goff. Defense did not play a good game. Offense could not get going. This offensive line has problems. If you guys have trade questions, please get them in because you've got to make a move. Cody Whitehair left this game, did not return. I don't know. It didn't look that serious. We will see what that diagnosis ends up being, but all in all, a tough night for the Chicago Bears. So I want you guys to get your questions in, get your thoughts, get your concerns, and we will answer as many as we possibly can here on Chicago Bears Now. So go ahead and let those go. When are we putting Mitch in? Foles has been throwing bad interceptions all year long. Nick Foles did some good things tonight, but his two picks were really bad, and I'll really focus on the one in the end zone. That's one you can't have. You're down, you score there at 17-3, you make it 17-10. It's a one-score game. Overall, 28-40, 261, and a couple of picks. I thought at times he actually played pretty well. This O-line gives him no trouble or no help. He gets sacked, I believe, 4 times on the night. Let me double check. Yeah, 4 times he goes down, and he was pressured several other times. He was not very good. I don't think the answer is to go back to Mitchell Trubisky. I know some of you guys were calling for it on our during the live watch party, but I am not there yet. I'll let you guys answer this, and this can be the pinned comment on today's post-game video. Should the Bears go back to Mitchell Trubisky? Type Y for yes, type N for no. For me, the answer is going to be no, but let me know what you guys think. Should the Bears go back to Mitchell Trubisky starting next week against the Saints? I'll make this the pinned comment. Go ahead and reply right there. Next up is Johnny Salazar, hashtag Bears. When is Nagy going to give up play calling? I know you guys, look, there were some key moments tonight that I did not like. And I know you guys do not like Matt Nagy. I've been a Matt Nagy defender because the guy just wins games. He's won a lot of football games since taking over as the head coach. I remember the Mark Trestman days, the John Fox days. It was ugly. This team's been a lot better. 0 offensive touchdowns is trouble. You can blame some of that on the O-line. I blame a lot of it on Nick Foles throwing a stupid interception in the end zone. I didn't love Nagy's sequence the next time they got inside the 5 there. You ran it with Montgomery, tight throw to Miller, and then Nick Foles gets sacked. That wasn't a very good sequence. I hated the 4th down call when they did the toss play to Cordero Patterson. I was not a fan of that play call. So there were certainly ones tonight that I certainly didn't like, but to give up play calling, I'm not there yet. I think Nagy called an okay game. This offense is just limited. You have a bad offensive line and a streaky quarterback. You're going to get mixed results. It has to get better. We'll see if the Bears make some moves at the trade deadline. Speaking of that, Christian is up next. Trade for another running back. The running back is not the problem. David Montgomery is not the problem with this offense. He is top 5 in the NFL in forced missed tackles. It's the lack of ability to block. This offensive line is not good. It is not good at all. Montgomery, 14 carries, 48 yards. Tackles are bad. You lost James Daniels for the season. Jermaine Ifedi has not been great. He's been all right since picking him up this offseason. Cody Whitehair is a solid offensive lineman. Oh, guess what? He left the game in the 3rd quarter. So hopefully his injury isn't too serious. We'll have you guys updated here on Chicago Bears Now. So make sure you're subscribed, you have notifications turned on and all that good stuff. But The running back's not the problem. If you want to bring in a depth running back to get more help, I know you guys were asking about Lamar Miller as well. He's on the practice squad. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think he's going to be a factor on this team. The O-line needs to improve. We'll see if Ryan Pace makes a move at the trade deadline. Take advantage of this deal. This Bears t-shirt is available for 30% off for a limited time only when you go to chatsports.com/BearsT. Check the comments, check the description. It is available right there. chatsports.com/BearsT. Go ahead, get this shirt. It's a great deal. Less than $18 right now at $17.49. Take advantage at chatsports.com/BearsT. Why couldn't we stop the run? That's a good question. It's been a problem most of this year. I'll say this. The Bears miss Eddie Goldman very badly. They desperately need a legitimate nose tackle. They don't have one. Bilal Tal, not a legitimate nose tackle. Neither is John Jenkins. Akiem Hicks played a pretty productive game tonight, but he's more of a pass rusher. I like what I saw from him. He had one or two really stupid penalties, but I think overall Akiem Hicks played fine. But this team has issues stopping the run. Roquan Smith didn't have a very good game tonight. Danny Trevathan is not the same player. They paid the wrong guy. They should have paid Nick Witkowski, the younger guy. They valued Trevathan's leadership. They paid him instead, despite having an injury-riddled year last year. He looks slow. He doesn't look like the same player. I think that was a mistake. But, you make the decisions at the time, what you think is best, and it looks like they have made the wrong one in that regard. So that is definitely disappointing. But, yeah, they can't stop the run, or they couldn't tonight, and that was a big problem. This defense has been good this year. Was not good in this game on this night. Absolutely whatsoever. Oh, here we go. Overreaction time, baby. We're going to have Overreaction Tuesday tomorrow, so maybe this will be on there. How fast will Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace get fired? Guys, they're not going to fire Pace and Nagy. They're just not going to. They're 5-2. There was a report recently that if anything, it's more likely that they're already going to get at least another year. I get you guys are frustrated. It was a tough night. 24-10 loss, never really in it. Not a good performance. Matt Nagy, up and down play caller tonight. He's been up and down at times. I think he has had limited resources to work with since he's taken over. He's had Mitchell Trubisky, Chase Daniel, and Nick Foles as his quarterbacks with below-average offensive line play. That's my main analysis. Sure, Nagy could call better plays at certain times, but so could any play caller. Nobody's perfect. They're not going to fire Nagy. I don't think they're going to fire Pace. It's a tough night. Look, there's no way to spin it. I'm authentic here. That's why I encourage you guys to subscribe to Chicago Bears Now, because I tell you guys the truth. I keep it real here on this channel because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you how I feel. Here's how I feel. The Bears stunk tonight. Defense got trucked. The offense had issues, especially in the red zone, and the offensive line sucks. That's my analysis. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I am going to sugarcoat, though, the fact that this team's 5-2. This team has overachieved so far this year. They beat the Bucs. That's a good win. They beat Carolina last week. That's a solid win. The Bears have done some good things this year with a flawed offensive roster. That's a fact. Get subscribed. Let's get to 15,000. Let's keep this train rolling. This is still a solid football team, a team that is going to head to the playoffs, barring an absolute meltdown toward the end of the season. But I don't think that's going to happen. So go ahead and get subscribed at youtube.com/BearsNow. I like this one from Ryan. Should we get rid of Ted Ginn? I'm not saying get rid of him, but get someone else back there to catch punts. Johnny Hekker was a weapon for the Rams. But there were at least a couple of times tonight where Ted Ginn could have caught the damn ball and saved some yardage. He refuses to catch the ball on punts. I don't know what the problem is. Clearly they miss Tariq Cohen on punt returns. They miss him on the offense as well. But good God almighty. Catch the damn ball once in a while. It's called fair catch, catch it. It's not hard. You're a vet. Ted Ginn's been in the league for a long time. Used to be one of the premier return men in this league. And clearly those days are behind him. But good grief. That has got to change if you are the Bears. I try out someone else next week because that was not a pretty thing from Ted Ginn tonight. And quite frankly, he's only caught 1 or 2 punts this year. He never catches it. It's so ridiculous. He lets it go. I don't know what he's doing back there. Zachary's next up. All we need is O-line. Another problem, we never blitz against Goff, who's terrible on pressure. I agree with this. One of my keys to the game was get pressure on Goff. Four-man rush wasn't getting it done. Got to blitz him. He's one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL under pressure. Now, he might have beaten you anyway, getting the ball out quickly versus man-to-man coverage when you're blitzing, but I don't like what Chuck Pagano did tonight. You guys are ripping Matt Nagy. Pagano never changed. He dropped 7 and brought 4 90% of the time. You got to give him a different look. I agree with you. I didn't get that. I didn't get that strategy from Chuck Pagano. I get, early on you see if you can get home with just 4, but it was pretty clear that was not the case. Now, we mentioned Akiem Hicks. Khalil Mack had a solid night, had that strip sack early in the game, had 4 tackles, had the sack, had a forced fumble, that tackle for loss as well. But the only time I remember them bringing an extra man specifically was they tried Roquan Smith on a linebacker blitz. Goff got it out quickly and got the first down. Give him credit, but you have to force him to do that more often than you did because they didn't do that nearly enough, and I thought that was a mistake from Chuck Pagano. Jared Goff, I showed you the stats during our Bears preview. He is one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL when he gets pressured. Thought that was a big mistake. Archie Roden, what are the chances we pick up Quentin Spain or trade for someone? I know Spain is set to visit the Bengals this week. Go get him, please. Please go get him, Ryan Pace. Go sign him. This offensive line needs help, please. This is a disaster. This offensive line is so bad. It's so bad. The first few weeks they looked okay, but now that the competition has gotten stiffer, you got to get help. Nick Foles is getting pressured every time. David Montgomery has no holes to run through. Go get somebody. Trade for somebody. Sign Quentin Spain. Do it, please. If you want to contend this year, the O-line's going to have to be better because this O-line is not anywhere near good enough to contend if you are the Chicago Bears. So I agree with you. Go get an offensive line. Go get some offensive line help because the group you have right now, it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough, and it's got to change really, really quickly. Who do you blame for this loss for the Bears? Who do you put this one on? Let me know in the comments section. I think it's a combined effort. I don't like what Chuck Pagano did in this game. Look, when the offense doesn't score an offensive touchdown, you have no chance anyway. But the Rams absolutely trucked their passing game, running game, play action, no answers. Goff was comfortable all night. Don't like Pagano's game plan. Nick Foles threw a couple of bad interceptions, especially one in the end zone. You can blame him. I think there's a lot of blame to go around. I don't know if you can blame one single guy, but at the end of the day, the Bears did not get it done, and you could certainly blame a lot of people at the end of the day. Last thought here, Roosevelt. Will the Bears finally go to the waiver wire and get some help for the O-line? Waiver wire, if you're just talking free agents, Quentin Spain's the top guy out there. I threw out Ron Leary's name, but probably going to have to trade for somebody if you don't sign Spain. There's not a lot of free agents out there. I certainly would like to see the Bears make a move. They got to do something. You cannot stick with this O-line. If the trade deadline comes and goes and you don't make a move for an offensive lineman, whether it's signing somebody or trading for somebody, that's a failure. That is an absolute failure by the Chicago Bears if that happens. So there you go. Instant reaction, some comments from you guys. Appreciate everybody who chipped in. Bears fall in this one 24-10 on Monday Night Football. Tough game. Tough game. Bears offense couldn't get going. The defense had trouble. Eddie Jackson had that defensive score. Good for him, but it was too little too late on that forced fumble from Robert Quinn and that scoop and score from Jackson. But just not good enough all the way around. That's a good Rams football team. They're 5-2. A really good football team. Be subscribed. We'll have videos throughout the week. Overreaction Tuesday coming your way tomorrow here on the channel. So subscribe. Turn on notifications. When I wake up tomorrow, I better see 15,000 subs here on the channel because we're like 20 away as we film this video. So help us out. Get subscribed. Appreciate all of you. Bears fall on Monday night. We'll have videos throughout the week. Rams 24, Bears 10. Subscribe so you don't miss any of our coverage here on Chicago Bears Now.